talents? Is it more really infrastructure, I mean hard investment in telecommunication, healthcare, universities, all this kind of things, yeah? How do you see this? How you would define, in short sentence, please? I know you Wikipedia meanwhile, yeah. So, but maybe in short sentence from your side, how you would, if we talk about infrastructure, Web3 Africa, what are the first topics coming into your mind?
Okay, I'll keep it short, but I need to put some context, right? So 20 years back, as investment banking in Paris, we're looking at bringing mobile telecommunication to Africa. So we're discussing with some of the largest financial institutions in Europe and in the US, and people were like, why do you want to bring mobile phone? They don't have even fixed line, right? So the narrative about leapfrogging is actually what Africa has done best over the past 2 decades. So yes, Web3 is a necessity, and there's no point for Africa to go to Web2. We've already missed Web2 because we didn't have credit cards to do e-commerce.
I mean, it's even more worse,
right?
If Africa don't have the resources for Web2. So Africa as an emerging continent cannot go in the same development as this has been done in Europe, Asia, or
exactly.
the US.
Exactly, and so what is missing really is infrastructure, as you say, right? But the power of Africa has been successful when it's decentralized. When you don't have to rely on one central mobile operator to pull cables, when people can just go to a shop, buy a phone and be plugged in. So that's what Web3 is going to offer to people today, is that it's to participate to the internet global community, but not just as a product, but actually as an actor and as a revenue generator. Why? Just think of NFTs, for instance, right? So suddenly you own creativity, you can own it, not Facebook, and put it onto the Web3 and generate revenues from it. And you know the creativity in Africa.
So now, if I understand you correctly, you're saying the diversified of the African continent is an advantage for Africa of developing future solutions.
Yes, because we don't have to fight a legacy infrastructure, right? And the point is, if therefore the adoption and the potential is much bigger. Now, what is indeed the main issue today, if you look at the global internet infrastructure, internet is based on 3 things, right? It's based on the wire, which is the cord that connects. That's why you have all those submarine cables. It's based on computing capacity, which shows you have all those data centers, right? And it's based on basically data hosting on the data that goes through the tubes, right? Now, 80% of all data centers are concentrated in 3 regions: Europe, China, and America. Now, suddenly, if you decentralize internet and you decentralize storage capacity, computing capacity, and have people to be able to participate to it with mini boxes and all interconnected, you have the internet of tomorrow, you have the Web3 of tomorrow, you have the storage of tomorrow, and therefore it stays in this box and you really participate to that economy. That's what is at stake today. But you're right on one thing, is how much can go through the wires, right? How much backbone infrastructure can effectively allow that. But you're gonna need much less backbone infrastructure because it won't go all to this. It's like everybody taking Sheikh Zayed Road, like me today, right? And then I was
Some are still on the shy side,
right? and I was in the traffic. What Web3 will allow is all those mini roads, etc., going in different directions and really serving everyone. So that's really the chance for Africa from a Web3 point of view, where you don't need to put big infrastructure, but you actually need to decentralize its location and the flows to it. And now you own the data, and that's what blockchain allows, right? You own the data, you own, and especially with ChatGPT and all this artificial intelligence, the next war is going to be the war of artificial intelligence.
Now, we close it for a second. Raymond is getting already nervous beside me. Kelly, I also have a very nice question for you, but Raymond has something very important to say to us.
Because it's a perfect segue, but I didn't want to let go like the comment that the gentleman here made, because I actually looking at the next 2-3 years, because you could do that to a developer and say, yeah, I can pay you 5 times less than the guy in New York. But because this industry is so dynamic, a month in crypto is a year out there. that guy, you're going to pay him less, but he's going to go to the next company. So you will always, the attrition rate in this industry is so huge. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. So, and again, this is why decentralization is working so great for a lot of these projects. So you do that, you start losing. But the example that I wanted to bring into this discussion, look what Cardano is doing or started doing in Ethiopia. Cardano, everybody knows. Who knows the project Cardano here? Can I, by hands? Great project.
Maybe you want to explain to the people who don't know what Cardano is to
It's a blockchain project out of Switzerland. The guy that founded it was also a co-founder of Ethereum. But what is important to the discussion that I want to bring up is that they came into Ethiopia with a mindset, okay, Ethiopia, yes, we're in Africa. It's a country, because of its diversity, has a lot of the complexities that you can find in some of the regions in Africa. Let's go there and let's empower, let's help a lot of the developers. Let's ask them what are the problems, what are the things that they are facing, okay? And then from there, we can support them and let's try to create an ecosystem. Let's see what comes out of it. And they made a partnership, an MOU with the ministry, and they started working. And this is how they get going. They didn't go with the West mentality that usually is, we go here, and this is what we have to do.
What does it have to do with Web3?
Because
This example has nothing to do with Web3.
Which one?
Just a foundation coming to a country and making investments. What does it have to do with Web3?
Be,
Digital identity.